Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O, and on that farm he had some boxcars, E-I-E-I-O, with a derail here and a derail there, going along the side track, everywhere a derail. I don't know, spitballing ideas for a new bit for Railroads Rock show. Because I'm always thinking, always doing, man, always on the move. But today is Magazine Monday, EOT, and a Magazine Monday. So let's get over here, let's take a look at what we're going to read, and let's get to it. All right, I don't even know. Look at this. Ooh, this is an old one. Magazine after magazine. Ooh, you know what? I know what we're going to do, but let's look at the cover of this one first. This is May of 1975. I love this. Those light rail, or trolleys, should I say, probably are deriving their electricity from those overhead catenary lines. I mean, if I were to be a betting man, because back in the day with model railroading, you know, now with all this 3D printing and, you know, special release stuff, it's just not the same. It's not the same hobby in a good way, for good and for good and for bad. There's the pros and the cons. And if you look at this picture, you have the pro of just the technicality that somebody had to spend their time soldering, running electricity to these catenary lines, special ordering all the brick. Like now you go online, you're just like, ta-da, it's going to be to my house in a day. Or the same day. So that's an old, I recognize this. This is from like a Lifelike kit. It's an old Buick. But you know, back in the day, you actually had to have catalogs, and it's like a lost part of model railroading. When you actually, everybody goes, why does Walters have this, you know, big catalog? It's like, well, because that's how you used to order stuff. Now it's all online, and yeah, they do a printed version, but I think they only do it for shits and giggles. But in my humble opinion, there's something about having that visceral experience of reading a tangible magazine, having your thumb and forefinger on the pulse of whatever you're into. Take that how you'd like. Anyways, Model Railroader 94. This looks really cool. I like this. I like how there's this spent track. It's all... Wow, that's a great picture. I want to look into that. But I need to find a flat surface besides this, because this is way too up here. This is way too up here. But, oh well. Let's go to December of 93 for you and me. You know what? I'm going to throw this on the ground. We're just going to get to it. Boom. All right. Here we go. Model Railroader magazine from December of 93. Okay, let's flip through this. It says, you can build this N-scale layout complete story in the issue. Well, I hope so. Unless it's like a two-parter. Super cool. All right, boom. We've got a catalog for you. I'm not liking this either. What the hell, man? We're just going to put this up on the... Yeah, we're just going to put it on the models. That's what we're going to do. All right, let's go. Boom. You can build this N-scale layout. Blah, blah, blah. We've got a catalog for you. Buy our stuff. See? Already saying. America's Hobby Center. Timmy, why do you need all these advertisements? Because it's December of 93. I really want to see this layout that we can build. LGB. La 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 la. Look at all these advertisements. Train Express. Buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. Shipping's cheap or expensive. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Longs. If you know, you know. I actually want to get this logo, but just do Model Railroad Supply. I don't know. I want to do this on a new Railroads Rock shirt and just say, like, if you know, you know kind of stuff. Because, I mean, back in the day, if you ever went to the Longs, it was so funny, like going into just like a regular, it'd be like going into a CVS, but then the CVS having a section that is just loaded with trains. I don't know how that works, but it did. Anyways, Bochma. All right, here we go. 484. Improved mechanism. I hope so. Look at that. So cool. I mean, the amount of information that is delivered in these old magazines now could just be at the tip of your tipping fingertips. That is a great looking model. HO Scale Creamery Complex. Creamery Complex. That's hilarious. Oh, gosh. Oh, this tote's one of my favorite frickin' models from back in the day when Walthers came out. This is Walthers, right? Hang on. Yeah, Cornerstone series. When Walthers came out with their spine car set, it came in a flat set, but, die-cast metal and just putting that together, and those things ran like a dream as soon as you'd throw. I mean, it came with horn hook couplers in the original kit with plastic wheels as well, but once you replace the plastic wheels and put some good couplers on them, they were set as a pet, man. But come on, let's get to some articles. I feel like I'm skipping stuff. California Gold Rush. Lionel. Here are 3 reasons to buy Lionel. Sammy, Tammy, and Candy. Look at this. So cool. Look at that. Lifelike. Before it was Walthers. Proto 1000 or Proto 2000. I don't know. What is this? Yeah, Proto 2000. Jeep 18. General Purpose 18. With the shitty... What do they call those? Bloomberg trucks? I think. I know. Seasons, greetings. Trains of Christmas past. This is cool. God, what a great photo. And that bus. I love this bus. Still as a kid, one of my earliest memories of one of the first times I went to the Model Railroad Museum that I can remember. I remember seeing one of these buses stop at the bus stop in front of where we parked on Park Boulevard over in Balboa Park. How many more times can I say park? Park, 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 park. Love the Burlington route. Pennsylvania Railroad. Let's pause for a quick second of station identification. If you like that logo and you want more of it, go over to the Railroads Rock store and buy, or Railroads Rock Show store. Triple R, Railroads Rock. And there's a shirt actually with that logo, but instead of the big P and the R and the R, it's just Triple R. Boom shakalaka. All right, let's keep moving. I love this work. I love seeing stuff that is just so hyper detailed. And it just makes you imagination, where you're like, I can do that. And then when you look at the version, it looks like the version you did is just somebody's toilet paper in a bowl. Might as well be. Okay, N-Scale Mohawk Division. N-Scale. Let's talk about this. This magazine right here, even though it's not the original, December 93, I randomly got this issue somehow. I can't remember. Back in probably 98 or 99, but this layout between this one and what's his name, Dan Patterson, Dan something, whatever, N-Scale in Rio Grande, and then this N-Scale with Conrail and M-Track, just this shot alone, I was like, I want to do an N-Scale layout. And I actually ended up doing an N-Scale layout much like that was on a Murphy bed. If you look back on my early Instagrams at Railroads and Rock and Roll, with an N in the middle, not and, Railroads, Rock and Roll, you could see the Murphy bed that I did, only it was a single track, not a double track. But I am a huge fan of this layout. I actually reviewed this layout on a magazine Monday, like a year and a half ago, but it was on my Instagram, so it just disappears to the ether. But now we are documenting, and I'm loving this. 3 feet wide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3 by 8? Let's take a look. Let's see if it says 36 by 84. Okay, so close. 3 feet wide, 84 inches long. Can anybody answer that one? Bueller. Anyways, and what's 72 inches? 6 feet. So this is 7 feet long, pretty much. Anyways, back to the habit. This is so cool. I love this overview. This picture. Bam. Oh my gosh. There's a Pizza Hut right there. I'm still yet to build. I don't know if you could see it. Way over there. There is, boom, right there, Kentucky Fried Chicken kit. You know I like my chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. And this layout looks really damn good. With the double track. It's freaking rad. I love the tree work. This is awesome. I love the trim or the fascia. It's the fascia. The fascia or the fascia. I love this depressed road that goes underneath. Little things like that make the whole layout. You know, then you have this Amtrak train going around the outside, Conrail train going around the inside, and you got a little downtown in the middle to break up the scene. And that is just damn cool to me. With an old school Greyhound bus. Look at those little street lamps. I wonder if those light up. Probably not. But they are to scale, and that's what I like. There's nothing that takes me out of a scene more than when you see like a really finely detailed layout, but then the street lamps look like somebody used O-scale street lamps on an N-scale layout, and you're just like, what is going on? Nowhere in the world are there street lamps like that. Look at that. SD7. Poof. Count the fans. What is it? I think that's a GP35 with no dynamic brakes and a U25B. That's cool. Cool station. Kanahunjahari. I don't know how he's Kanahunjahari. A lot of blue foam. Now it's pink foam. But I'm sure they still sell blue foam. Yahtzee Wally Doodle. Love this. This is probably a Kato E7 or E9. What is that? Let's see if it says. Nope. But you can guess. I actually used to own one of those. I think it was an E9. There's another view of the motive power for the layout. That is your SD7 or SD9, depending. But I'm saying SD7. And then, once again, your GP35 with no dynamics. I know, this. I'm like really zooming in on this. And the lighting is sucky in here because I haven't turned on my light. Oh well. That's what we get. You know what? Oh, my light's out. Holy shit. That one's on. This one's off. Got to replace it. Learning something every day. All right, let's keep moving. Oh, I guess that's the end of the article. Well, good for us. This looks amazing. I love the tree work. Great stuff. Splits the scene up. You have this, once again, the road down low. And I love how they utilize the topography of an elevation of the roads. If you ever go back east, like at least 2 to 3 times a year, go back east to visit the in-laws. And it's just something else. We were just there. And being in Jersey during the early summer where everything is just stupidly green. Wow. And then this is kind of cool. Wow. It's kind of showing you, hey, you could take these branches from little bushes or something. I don't know how this is done. But it says, our modelers made hundreds of trees in short order by using local weed. Yes! Thank you. Local weed. And they were high as fuck while they did it. Anyways, good things. I like this too. I want to look at this article, but we've been running over time. So let's just look. Yo, girl, what up? You're doing some stuff. Southwestern Colors for the traveling Tascosa and Calico. Tascosa and Calico. I love this. What is that? That's a really cool logo. FCDC and TC. Great stuff. There's a nice little porter right here. I'm loving all this. This is great. It's like McDonald's for me. I'm loving it. This is good stuff. She's painting the finger paints. Is it just me or does that look like it's given 3 fingers with a split in the middle? You know what I mean? Shocking. Great photo. Great layout design. Let's just take a second to look at this. And the cool thing is now that I'm actually taking a second, we are modeling in S scale. Well, that is intriguing. Look that up. Buy our stuff. Okay, let's see if there's an along the line here. Look at all these great articles. We're just going to skip past that. December of 93, you didn't disappoint. Athearn. Look at this. This is kind of intriguing, too. No U-boats from Athearn anymore. All you can get are some old blue box U-boats. Obviously, because the tooling is different. But it's like, no GP35. Well, yeah, you do, because they bought the roundhouse tooling. But, yeah, you can't get that stuff. It's only blue boxian. I mean, obviously, those aren't. You'll get those easy, but miss those days. All right. Hope everybody had a wonderful time. Oh, my God. Look at these. That is my layout. That is the La Mesa Club. Oh, my gosh. I'm having a weird, like a weird moment looking at this. Wow. Okay. I hope you all enjoy this picture. A masterpiece on the grand scale. I'll read it to you guys so you can just look at the picture and just enjoy this. But if you ever are fortunate enough to be driving on Route 58 through the Tehachapi Mountains in Southern California, be sure to turn off and go north on Bealville Road. Drive a mile just beyond the railroad tracks, and suddenly the land will fall away before you, and the mountains across the valley will be hung in the sky as if they'd been painted there by a master backdrop painter. The view will take your breath away, and just think, passengers of Southern Pacific and Santa Fe were able to enjoy it for nearly 100 years. Well, I'll tell you what. If you ever get down to Balboa Park, go see where this was shot. I think this is actually over on, I don't know, I want to say that's over by Allard. That's past the crossover at Allard. But anyways, hope you all had a wonderful day. And that's where it ends. So, keep on rocking and rolling. Tune in to Railroads Rock when we can get new shows up. Been lagging on that, but that's because there's been some other things going on with my band, music, and other things, and the passion project. Well, that takes second place always, even though it is a passion of mine. Love railroads. I mean, hell, my band is named Pullman Standard. For those of you that vote or voted on the Rolling Stone competition that we were in, thank you. Is appreciated. We got pretty darn far. All right, have a wonderful day. Just remember, the most important signal you get, it's going to be your next one. And head on over to the Railroads Rock store. Buy some of that merch. Buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. Buy our stuff. All right.